My daughter, 15 years old, attempted to leave the world. Part of this series of advice and talking to people, anybody that'll listen to me, is going to be a divorce that I went through recently, where I divorced a woman who graduated from Vassar College and Georgetown University, who was a powerhouse when I first met her, and she got into the opioids and all the fun that comes with it. The divorce has been especially bad on my teenager. She caught mom cheating on me, and mom and her mom, grandma, got together and screamed down my teenager to not tell me because it could hurt him in the divorce. So my teenager set on that secret. Mom and grandma apparently do a lot of screaming. My ex-wife, mom, has increased her pill usage and her drinking. This past December, she was drunk in the elementary, had to be escorted out by the principal. A month before that, she left a wedding, drunk, got into a car crash. I don't know how she didn't get a DWI. But 9 days ago, on a Friday night, over at my ex-wife's house, my teenager, who my ex-wife leaves her pills out, prescription pills, any pills she can get, the stuff she gets from China on the Silk Road. And you know, I'd been kind of getting on to her about her grades, my teenager, and mom and her mom had been screaming at the teenager, and she saw my ex-wife's pills sitting there in the kitchen and all over the place, and she thought, well, if I take them, I might not wake up. So she took 2 handfuls. Thank God they were antidepressants, so they wouldn't kill her. If they'd have been Vicodins or something stronger, she might not have woken up. So we ended up in the emergency room. CPS got involved, and she went to a self-deletion ward in Frisco, Texas, about 35 minutes away. And my ex-wife was still just oblivious to her responsibility. She kept saying sentences like, well, Ellie shouldn't have done that, and Ellie got into my pills. And then when we were at the rec room on visitation, which is only 30 minutes a day, she would say, hey, where have you hidden the rest of the pills? My ex-wife would say this to our teen, because I need them back. They're for me. Our teen is in a self-deletion. She's in prison. Every door is magnetic. Can't even get into the bathrooms without a nurse letting you in. And we got 30 minutes a day to see her. And my wife only showed up a couple of those days. Ex-wife, I'm sorry. And thank God it was only antidepressants. I filed a restraining order. The judge has signed it. I have all the kids in my possession now. And I'm going to court next week, but you got to remember, I'm already divorced. And we have an agreement in the decree, 50-50-50, week on, week off. She was doing all this mess for years. Our third child, a little girl named Josephine, who's now 7, was born withdrawing from drugs. They called it heroin, but the hospital, I think, made a guess. She was really withdrawing off opium. And she spent a couple weeks hooked up to needles and tubes in the hospital. So my ex-wife's been at this for a while. And I know the comment section is going to say, well, why did you stick with her? Well, I'm from Jefferson County, Arkansas. And I graduated high school in Bowie County, Texas, and back where I came from, nobody got divorced. You stuck with it. That's what you did. You kept your family together. Now, I'm an enabler. I enabled my ex. But it's led to an attempt on life for my teenage daughter. And right now I'm trying to collect evidence and do all of those things. Here's the point. I'm going to fight tooth and nail for my children inside of a system that doesn't like fathers. And trying to get anybody on the phone to tell me about what my ex-wife's up to these days, these moms won't talk to you. These Karens, they don't care. The moms up at her school, apparently they found one of her stashes, alcohol and pill stash, in her office. They didn't fire her. As long as their perfect little bubble world, their little suburban mommy world bubble is not pricked, they don't care. They won't help, they won't talk to me. And they'll keep her employed there as she drinks her powdered opium out of her coffee mugs at her little preschool that she runs. She's headmaster. Get away from addicts. This is the point. Because I'm back in the court system, I'm back in the fight, and I'm back in desperately trying to get full custody. Addicts will wear you down. They will drain money out of the accounts. They'll give it to their boyfriend. They'll make it to where you can't contribute to a savings account, or you can't contribute to a college fund, or you can't make an extra payment on the mortgage at tax return time because they are killing you. And even if it's your brother, your twin sister, your wife, your husband, get away from them. You'll waste 10 years like I did, just giving more and more and more and overthinking it and giving more and overthinking it, and they will see that. They'll see that love. They'll see that care. They'll see that connection. They'll see that you're willing to pay all the health insurance premiums. You're willing to pay the hospital premiums. You're willing to hire the lawyers. And they'll just sit by and let you take care of them. And you'll think, oh, if I do one more thing, they'll love me. One more thing, they'll straighten out. One more thing. No, they won't. No, they won't. They will absolutely toss their 3 daughters. That's what we have. They will toss their children into the fire. They'll choose a man over their children, which she has done. They'll find ways to hide their booze and their pills at work. They'll get caught at work and still keep their job. Addicts are slippery. But that's the point of the video. Stick around. I'm in the middle of a custody fight. Back in the courts. Back with evidence. Back with subpoenas. I was hoping that after the divorce was over back in May and it was signed, sealed, and delivered and we were done, that would calm things down and we would go back to just stupid. Of course the addict is going to go back to being an addict. Like, dumb, John. So, smart people learn from mistakes. Wise people work from others. I'm asking everyone here to be wise. But stick around. I'll tell you if I get full custody next week. I love you all. We're going to be fine.